Hi, Sagittarius. Excuse me. Hopefully, we'll see how well my voice does. It's in and out, but welcome to your 2020 forecast. That was really weird. Like, I had like this air bubble in my chest, like as the video started. That was really weird. So, the way that we do these readings, if you've never seen a forecast reading of mine before, the way we do these is I have all the major arcanas from one deck. This is from the Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan. So I have all the major arcanas from one deck, and we'll pick an overlying theme for each month, January to June. There will be an extended where you can see July through December as well. After we pick the overlying theme, we will clarify each month with tarot with a different deck, and that will be the Modern Spellcaster's Tarot by Melanie Marquis. So I'm not going to do a lot of the astrological placements just because it'll be easier as we go month to month as the year sort of comes up. I am going to talk briefly about the Saturn and Pluto conjunction that's happening in January, just because we're going to feel it on a collective scale and we're going to feel it on an individual scale. So it really depends on how it's going to be affecting you. I've noticed with these readings this year, and this isn't always the case, but it's very high level spiritual. Yes, we can talk about moving and relationships and jobs and all of that stuff. We can talk about the mundane human aspect of tarot throughout the reading, but I've really noticed that a lot of people are finding themselves in 2020, probably really with this Saturn and Pluto conjunction. We're having to look at the deepest parts of who we are. And I'm going to talk about that in a separate video a little bit more in depth as we get closer. That's happening on January 12th. If you would like to get the extended of this, you can check the description box below. You can go to my website, fearlessintuition.net, and navigate through there. Or you can become a patron on Patreon, where you get all of the extendeds for the forecast, all of the extendeds every month for the love readings. You also have access to all of the meditations. You get discounts on the workshops. You get exclusive twin flame readings. I can't think of what else there is, but there's so much stuff over on Patreon. So, and you have access to all of like the readings and stuff I did all through 2019. All of that stuff stays up. Doesn't go away. So there's already like hundreds and hundreds of videos that you can dig through over there on Patreon. And all of that information is in the description box. The card for January really wanted to pop out for you guys, and I love this. I know that you are in like super manifestation mode right now. I'm feeling it too. I actually have a really interesting natal aspect that's happening right now for me, where Jupiter, which rules Sagittarius, and I'm a Sagittarius moon, so I have a lot of that Jupiterian energy that I harness within myself. But Jupiter is aspecting my natal chart right now in a really, really positive way as it moved into Capricorn. And so I feel like, because now it's in your guys' second house, Jupiter's in your second house, you're going to have this Saturn and Pluto stuff in your second house. There will be an expansion on your manifestation abilities when it comes to finances, when it comes to bringing in new things. But I don't want you to point the arrow, because the Magician represents, this is very Jupiterian energy. This is very, we talk about how the Magician is Mercury, ruled by Mercury. So Virgos and Geminis get the Magician card, right? But this is also very Jupiterian energy. You guys manifest in big ways. Here's the thing though. I don't want you to manifest so much during this very karmic time that it sort of backfires on you. Because this stuff that we're manifesting as we move into 2020 and we get deeper into the energy of 2020, we're manifesting for the long run. Jupiter in Capricorn and Saturn and Pluto conjunct in Capricorn. We are releasing karmic energy for the long run. We're healing a lot of karmic patterns for the long run. And we're also manifesting. Jupiter's also conjuncting with the South Node. So that's very karmic as well. So be very, very careful and very diligent on how you're manifesting in 2020, because this energy is going to be, it's going to be potent. So I like that you guys are doing this in January, and we'll look a little bit further when we clarify. And then we have the moon in February. Always the Fool. It's so funny because in March we have the Fool. I often see the Fool as Sagittarius energy too. It's considered Aries or Aquarius, but you guys are always just ready to start the next, like you guys are just ready to jump off the cliff. Like you don't care. If there's a net under, like you just have so much faith in starting new things and putting yourself out there that sometimes you don't look to see if there's a safety net, right? So we have the Fool, yeah, and then this is what happens when you guys don't look. Then we have the Tower in April. So after getting really vulnerable and probably leaping before you look, the Tower shows up. And the Tower's only showing up just to kind of course correct. This is just course correction. This is like, no, you were doing the right thing. You were going the right way. You're moving in the right direction, but you're trying to skip some steps here by being all fancy pants Sagittarius, right? So you're trying to skip some steps there, and we're not letting it. So in April, the Tower comes. In May, we have the Empress, nice recovery. I'm literally like seeing gymnastics recovery, like in my head. And then we have the Sun for June. So really nice recovery towards the middle of the month. And we will grab the cards for July through December so you guys can see what to expect in the extended. But yeah, so there is really a nice recovery towards the middle of the month. But I honestly feel like this Tower is happening because you're like jumping into something without thinking about the consequences, or without making sure that you're taking all the steps forward needed. And it doesn't even have to be about, like, it doesn't have to be a bad thing. Like maybe, for example, you started a project at the beginning of the year and now it's ready to launch, or now it's ready to go, or now it's ready, you want to level up on it. And so you jumped into leveling up on it, but there were some steps that you missed, and you have to course correct. You just have to detour a little bit, turn back around, fix that stuff, and then you're good to go. But it's being shown to you in a really obvious way for a reason, because it's important to your journey, right? Sorry, I ate a little bit of lunch before I am doing this video, so I'm afraid that I have stuff in my teeth. Hold on one second. Just hold on a second. Okay. You have no idea how hard it is for me to talk when I feel like I have stuff in my teeth. It's like the worst. So we have the Magician for January. And this is about manifestations. This is about, ooh, and you guys are showing up really, really like hard. I mean, your card was the first one that came out. Like you're really showing up in 2020. And with the Temperance card, and then with the Hermit, and you're not playing around with the manifestations. Now you could be dealing with a Virgo or a Gemini energy, possibly Virgo with the Hermit here, but this could also be you just learning more. The Hermit is the wise teacher, right? Maybe you are in Hermit mode and that's where you're manifesting from, which is perfectly fine. But whatever it is that you're planning on doing in January, you're really headed towards you have all major arcanas down here. So we have Temperance and the Hermit, and then we have the Chariot. You're going in the right direction. You're headed the right way. I don't want you to second guess yourself in this situation, because the Chariot is saying you're going the right direction. Now, it could be that you're traveling in January. It may be that you are moving possibly in January. Whatever this is, but this could also just be that you are on the right track. And this is promising, Sagittarius. This is a very promising thing. I feel like you are becoming stable and grounded. I feel like this Jupiter and Capricorn energy is helping you create stability in your environment, and probably even within yourself, and allowing yourself to see that about you, because it's been a little bit unstable for a couple of years now. You know what I mean? Like things have been being thrown at us right and left. And we're having to like continuously kind of like bounce back. Like we've really been like springing back from a lot of things for the last couple of years. And if you're not feeling, I mean, remember that time isn't linear, energy is fluid. So if you're not feeling this right now, because I feel like some of you can't tell the direction that you're going or what your journey is right now. And I don't want that to discourage you. Okay. Because January's energy is very supportive for you to create some stability in your life after a couple of years of not having stability. And this Ace of Pentacles on the Temperance card is literally offering you as a gift from the universe the stability that you've been craving. You see? And the Strength card on the Hermit, you're gaining a lot of wisdom and a lot of courage and a lot of strength within your silence, within your quietness, within your calmness. It takes a very strong Sagittarius to remain calm during a time of chaos. It takes a very strong Sagittarius, because you guys will be very quick to want to try and fix the situation, or you want to try and figure it out. There's got to be a reason for things, right? If you don't know, with the Two of Swords on the Chariot, if you don't know the destination quite yet, Sagittarius, it's coming, and this is your promise. And this is the promise that you've been waiting for. If you don't know the destination, and I have to correct myself, because I used to say to everybody, there is no destination. There's only the journey, and we have to really appreciate the journey we're on, whether it's more difficult or whether it's easier. You know, whatever journey that you chose for yourself in this lifetime, you have to embrace that journey, right? You have to allow yourself to embrace it, to be in the present moment. But the thing is there we have a lot of destinations on the journey. There are destinations. There's not just one specific destination, you see? And so just because you can't see what that destination may look like right now doesn't mean that it's not there and it doesn't exist. You're creating a lot of different destinations as you go along. And with February being the moon, what is the moon? The moon is about being honest with yourself. The moon is, and so maybe because you're recognizing in January, you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, but now in February, you have to be honest with yourself. Are you where you want to be? Because I don't want you to look at your current situation or like where you are as if you're bound to it, right? You're not settling for, just because you don't particularly like the situation you're in, you're not settling for it, but there's a level, and you want to be comfortable in your environment, right? But there's also a level of desire that's needed so you can continue to climb, but you have to have that desire in a way where you're not needy, because the universe doesn't look at the needy parts of things. The universe looks at what are you doing to create your own reality based on how you feel about yourself, not based on what you do or don't have, right? So I think that February is about being honest with how you sabotage yourself by your own feelings of lack. And it becomes, this is the energy that's supporting you, where it becomes very aware. With the Page of Cups, if you look at this page, he's literally, they're begging this guy who's like hoarding all the water. This is a lack mentality, Sag. This is a lack. This is saying that because you don't have enough, you're either going to hoard all of it, whereas everybody's begging for some, or you're the person begging while you feel like everybody else is hoarding, right? So you pause, Hanged Man. And why? You pause so you can see the gift from the universe. And the gift from the universe is self-love and self-care. And loving yourself does not mean you just take a salt bath, or you get your hair done, or you get your nails done, or you go golfing, or like whatever it is that you enjoy doing for your human form, right? That's not all self-love is. Self-love is also about saying the word, saying, like, being kind to yourself, building yourself up, not telling yourself lies, right? And so if you're finding that the real lack mentality that you've had this whole time is not based on what you don't have, it's not based on the connection or the relationships, right? Here's the other thing is when you're in that lack mentality, you settle. You jump into whatever relationship or whatever, you feel a connection with something and you automatically think, that's my person. That's who I need to be with. There you go. That's it. The Lovers and the Fool on the Page of Cups. That lack mentality can really create an illusion for you, right? The moon can be an illusion because it's in the dark. And so I feel like February is a month where you are learning that the calmness and the silence and the quietness in the Hanged Man energy, and my Sagittarius moon resonates with this so much because I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie, Libra rising, Sagittarius moon, it's very easy for me to become attached to people. But then it's also very easy for me to be independent and restless, right? So in the silence and in the quietness, that's when you change your story. And that's what 2020 is about. It's about honoring your truth, honoring your story, right? So the Wheel of Fortune on the Hanged Man, creating the shift in the silence. That's what that is, creating the shift in the silence. And what is that shift? That shift is knowing your damn worth, Sag. Shit already. God, the Empress on the Ace of Cups. Yeah, knowing your worth. That's the shift. And creating from that space. And so that's why I feel like with the Fool in March, you may be jumping into something because you're feeling really, really good. And the universe just sort of is going to trip you in April and say, no. You're jumping in too quickly, right? But let's see what the Fool is for March. I'm very curious to see what this is. But I think, you know, Sagittarius, I feel like the Saturn-Pluto conjunction for you, yeah, I had a feeling that this was going to be about a relationship or jumping in because you've connected with somebody and now you have to sort of, rein yourself in, and you have to be like, is this connection real or is this something that I'm creating in my mind? You know, Jupiter energy can be a little bit of an illusion. It's the expansion, right? We can do anything with this energy. So sometimes when you guys are in the mode, in headed forward, it's very hard to see the forest through the trees, if you will. You can't focus. And here's the thing is I do feel like this is something that you've manifested into your life. It's almost as if you have been trying to create the perfect person in your mind. I feel like it's almost karmic retribution. You've been waiting for a very long time. Here you go. Maybe it's a Libra energy that has water in their chart. But we have the King of Cups, Justice, and the Nine of Cups. And it's a very overindulging type of feeling for me. It does feel like you are sort of jumping in head first without any floaties, no swimming lessons, not really entirely sure what you're doing, but here I come kind of energy, you know? And it could have to do with the water sign. Let's see. King of Cups. Yeah. And see, here's the thing is, I feel like it feels like you've been waiting for this opportunity for so long with this person that you're just like, I have to get all of it done like right now. Like we have to have an entire lifetime right now. And it's almost as if you both are feeling that, you know what I mean? So definitely there could be some love things happening for Sagittarius in 2020. And I do think that you're going to be really overexcited, and that's probably why. And I don't think with the Tower energy, I don't think that you're losing the relationship. I think it's just like the universe is forcing you to slow down. You're like, universe is like, whoa, man, you're going really, really fast, and this is crazy, right? Um, but it's almost as if, and it's funny, you're coming actually, like you came out as a water sign as well. You're either the King of Cups or the Queen of Cups, one of the two. But you're recognizing how your life, how things are sort of just falling into place. You can see it now. You can see the destruction that Jupiter had to cause so that you can create cracks and openings into your life so that you can move into a much softer and calmer. I understand that the water sign is not a fire sign. You guys are a fire sign. I get it. But sometimes you come out as a softer type of figure when it's a love reading too. But you're definitely dealing with a water sign that is helping you. Life is becoming easier. It feels like things are starting to come into fruition. And you may not, and the Tower may be that you don't even know what to do with it. You're like, oh my God, this is great. This is fantastic. This is wonderful. But my mind is going to explode. Yeah, the abundance of it all. And then we have the Chariot on the Nine of Cups. So you know, continuing on your journey, and this is where the course correction is going to happen. Something has to shift or change in order for you, and maybe it's that you fell in love and that kind of took your attention away from the mission. But with the Chariot on the Nine of Cups, sorry, I'm really bad at calling out the cards and I'm trying to get better. But in March, where the Chariot is on the Nine of Cups, you can rest assured that everything that is happening, you have manifested, and everything that is happening is moving you towards the direction that you're supposed to be going in. Okay? But then with the Tower in April, this is that nudge that's bringing it's kind of like bringing you back. You're like, oh, okay, now I gotta come back now. I have to allow myself to see things clearly, right? For some of you, you're realizing that you're a part of a third party situation. For some of you, you're realizing that you don't want to be a part of a third party situation anymore. But the thing is here is that whatever this Tower is, it's bringing out some kind of secret. Or maybe you jumped into a relationship too quickly in March, and in April, you're seeing that there are more things there that it's like, yeah. And I feel like you don't want to be, I don't know, I feel like you don't want to be a part of it. For those of you that aren't in a third party situation, I feel like your friend circle is changing. Part of it is you're going to have to leave some people behind. So I have the Three of Cups, I have the High Priestess, and I have the Four of Cups. Now you could be dealing with a Pisces or a Scorpio energy too. But there are a lot of cups here. So April feels like a very emotional month for you, Sagittarius. And I think a lot of it has to do with how you're relating to other people and how you know that some of you are recognizing that you don't want to be in karmic relationships anymore, and that you only are going to hold out for the person that you know you're supposed to be with. You know what I mean? It's like you're not settling for karmic relationships anymore. That's what this Tower moment could be. Maybe you're ending a karmic relationship and you're like, I don't really want to be in something, you know? Or maybe you're realizing that the relationship that you started in March is karmic. But there is some kind of shift that's happening here with the Lovers and the Wheel of Fortune on the Three of Cups. There's some kind of shift that's happening. And I think that the whole idea or the whole thought process of what you want in a relationship is probably changing. And it's almost as if you're not, this Four of Cups over here makes me feel like you're not settling. And then I have the Devil on the High Priestess. It's almost as if you can, I'm literally going to say it the way that I'm hearing it. You can smell the karma from a mile away. It's like when a person shows up in your life, you can tell that that person, I almost said a bad word. You can tell that that person is a karmic in your life, or like some kind of, like you're supposed to learn a lesson from them. It's like you can see their soul before they even approach. This is a really big thing for you guys. And whereas you used to jump in before, and now when you have a connection with somebody, or you're feeling the spark, or you're feeling like jumping in, you can finally recognize that, you know, there is something that needed, that you needed to learn out of the connection. So we have the Death card on the Four of Cups. And so you're evolving. And the way that you look at relationships, the way that you relate to other people, there's this whole evolutionary process that's happening. You know, because you're finally able to see what's actually best for you. And then we have the Empress in May. The Empress is about creation. So it could be that you're starting a new project. It could be that you need to have a conversation about starting a project. Could be that you are maybe wanting to go a new and different direction in your life. This could also, for some of you, have to do with your mom. I feel like some of you need to have a conversation with your mom in May. Oh, it's Mother's Day in May also. But it's completing a cycle. And I think a lot of this cycle that's completing has to do with how you have rebuilt your foundation on something stronger than what you used to build your foundation on. So we have the Page of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, and the World. It's almost as, and I literally want to say it this way, Sag, and I don't know why I want to say it, but it's almost as if you're doing life the way you've imagined doing. Like, it's not like you're doing life right. You're doing life, you feel like you're doing things the right way. Things are starting to fall into place, and it may not be perfect, but you're recognizing, you're you know, the Page of Swords is about being honest with yourself, but it's also about speaking your own truth and being honest with other people. You have to be nice about it, but the foundation that you've built everything on, yeah, and about, in like what it is, you're walking away from things now. You're walking away from things now that, with the Eight of Cups on the Page of Swords, I mean, you are truth-telling. 2020 for you guys, I like this. This is about honoring your story. And you are really legit telling the truth. This could be an awakening of sorts for some of you. But the Eight of Pentacles is about not skipping the steps. It's about building a foundation based on your truth and not skipping the steps, doing it. And that's when you have that universal support, because you're flowing with it and not against it. You see, with Judgment on the Eight of Pentacles, you're flowing with it and not against it. And then we have the World. So let's see. Yeah, and here's the thing, Sag, is the reason why you're now able to have this sturdy foundation after all of the lessons you've learned about yourself, and coming into 2020 and living out and finally like paying attention to the stuff that you manifest. Like you legit have manifested a new relationship into your life, and then realized, oh damn, I manifested another karmic relationship into my life. And so now I'm getting the opportunity to realize that, to recognize that, to love myself so much, and that I've built myself on a steady foundation so much that I'm not going to allow another karmic connection or another connection come into my life to derail me. Like, I'm stopping it here. You are literally creating a new pattern for yourself. You're living life the right, or the way that you feel 100% you should be living it. That's what this is. That's what you guys are doing in 2020. And it's amazing. And I love that. The healing of it all is insane. But the Ace of Cups on the world, like you're literally finishing out a cycle of learning how to love yourself. And finishing that cycle doesn't mean that that goes away. That just means that you've learned a lesson, and now you can create more from that space of learning that lesson. And that's beautiful. And that's something that I've been teaching in my workshop. So if you haven't had a chance to take one of my workshops, we manifest from a place of right here and right now in this present moment. The next one is called Mindful Manifesting. If you want to learn, and it's cheaper than getting a reading. The workshops are, and it's 2 hours of time with me. And if you can't make it live, you can get it recorded. I'm also giving away all of the meditations. If you order the workshop before midnight or 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 31st of December, you can get all of the meditations in January for free. So, and that's a $20 value that you're getting for free if you order the workshop before then. So anyways, but I feel like it might be really good for some of you to start January with that mindful manifesting, because you guys are creating this whole brand new pattern into your life based on the healing that you're doing, right? And the Sun is the best card that you can get in a reading, and you have it for June. And so the Sun is about abundance. It's about healing. There's that Ace of Cups again, which I'm really loving for you guys, because it's awareness. You guys are becoming self-aware, and you're making decisions based on that awareness, right? And that's when you know you don't have to second guess. That's when you know you don't have to second guess the decisions you're making, is when you're making it from a place of self-awareness. And this is how you can see karmic relationships from a mile away, right? And we have the Ace of Cups and the Two of Wands. My mind just like did a whole ADD bit. It was really funny. So we have the Ace of Cups and the Two of Wands, and then we have Temperance and the King of Cups. So I feel like this King of Cups is actually you guys, honestly, especially coming out on your card. And it's not that, and maybe some of you are being patient and waiting for the King of Cups to show up. Maybe you know that this is your life partner and they're healing right now or something. I'm not a fan of waiting for anybody. So I don't want you guys to wait for anybody, but I do feel like there are some decisions that you now need to start making based on the love that you have for yourself. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but Sagittarius, I have one for my sun, and now I have one for my moon sign. Thank you very much, Ryan, for the cup. I know now I need to get, I'm actually thinking of getting these cups for one for every sign and then just giving them away during their season of the year. I haven't decided yet, but I'm thinking about doing that. So I have, let's see what the Ace of Cups is. The Ace of Cups is that self-awareness. It's the self-love. And this is the space where you make decisions, right? And so you're sort of learning with the Two of Pentacles and the Two of Wands here, you're sort of learning that you have to make the decisions in your life. And it has to come from a place of like you loving yourself, your own self-love and your own self-care. That's where your decisions now have to come from. It's the only answer. It's the only way things are going to work. And you also have to see where you sabotage yourself when you don't act on your decisions. You have to see with the Devil on the Two of Wands for me in this deck. If you look at the Two of Wands, let's look at this Two of Wands really quick. He has one hand tied to one wand and one foot tied to the other, and he's happily talking to a bird. This is my comfortably stuck card, where in other tarot decks, it's a guy that's standing sort of at a crossroads and he needs to make a decision, right? He has a decision to make. This is my comfortably stuck card. So I feel like when karmic things kind of show up for you, you sort of paralyze yourself. And you're like, oops, skirt, I'm just going to stay here because it's more comfortable to sit in what I've known, my karmic pattern my whole life. It's more comfortable to sit there than to change my actions and reap the consequences, right? But we have to. That's where the karmic justice comes from. So I want you to be really patient with yourself as you're healing in 2020. I have justice on the King of Cups and Temperance. So we started the year with your card, and now we are in the middle of the year. We're ending the reading with your card again. So really the focus is on you. And I think it's on how you're relating yourself to other people, or how you're allowing other people and the triggers and the karmic reactions and like, are you learning the lessons so you're not triggered? Or are you just pretending that you're learning the lessons and pretending to just be happy and like stuffing it all down? Because spiritual growth isn't just about being happy all the time. Spiritual growth is about being proactive in your healing and being honest with yourself. That's where the enlightenment comes from, right? So, and allowing yourself to really, really see that, Sag, that's going to sort of be your saving grace for 2020. So we're going to leave these over here. Let's do a really quick shuffle for Sagittarius, July through December 2020. And remember, if you want to get the extended, check the description box below. You can go to my website and order it individually there, or you can become a patron on Patreon. The Everything and More package will give you everything and more. Or you can just get the extended package, which is called Basic, I think. No pun intended. No offense either for anybody doing that. Also, I do have readings on sale. The 30-minute reading is currently only $60. And there you go. Okay. Oh, and the jewelry, the necklaces and the rings are also on sale. So for July, we have Judgment. Okay. August, we have the High Priestess. Oh, you knew. September, we have the Hierophant. October, we have the Hanged Man. November, we have the Hermit. And December, ooh, look at that. Ending the year with the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. I feel like there's sort of some kind of leveling up or learning thing I feel like in the second half of the year, you guys are like going back to school. Like some of you might be starting college even, I don't know. But yeah, September, that makes a lot of sense if it's August and September. But I don't feel like you guys are telling a lot of people what you're doing. Like you're learning a new trade or you're learning a new craft and it's part of your journey. You are being supported for it, but it's almost as if you disappear. It's like you disappear for about 4 months from things, from people or whatever. But the Wheel of Fortune makes me feel really good for December because I like that you are using the energy to shove yourself, like you're using the energy to go the extra mile, to go the next distance. You know what I mean? With that Wheel of Fortune, you're using what you've learned in the second half of the year. Like I literally feel like some of you are going back to school or maybe learning like Reiki or learning yoga or something like that. That's what it feels like. All right. I love you guys so much. I will see you in the extended, and I will also see you for January readings, which you'll see in a couple of days. I love you guys. Bye.